I just discussed about means why we're using the data science part and why we are using Python. So actually, I just talking about like if you go back to the 20 years ago, we are not having so much data and we are managing the data in a manual basis. We are managing the data in a Excel format. We are managing the data in a Word. Okay, we are managing data in a plain, simple pen and paper. But now, because at that timing we are not generating lot of data, but now each and every person when the smartphone that we are using and the internet is there with us, per second we are generating 5 MB data, which is very what like it is a if you're talking about in a day, 2 MB or 3 MB is not enough for us. So that lot of information we gather, the information that you are generating, that information is of two type. One is some structured data and some data is unstructured data. Structured data means which is arranged in a specific manner. Unstructured data means that is not stored in a particular format. Like you can say the photo that you are taken, the randomly you are taking a photo. It is not limited. Okay, but if you want to find out that you want to search for a particular photo that you have taken in the 2016 with a particular person, then it is very difficult process. But now in the advanced mobile phone, you have the face recognition. When you choose the particular face, okay, then at that timing, what happened? That photo that you have to taken with the person, it is display you. So that is the word. When you having the huge amount of data, then you have to organize the data in a particular manner. And for the data, we have the prediction. Like when you open your television in the morning, so you got all the what newses like in the Vodia channel, they asking you like you provide your date of birth, you provide your place of birth, then they predict your future. They enter all the information in the laptop or they're using some kind of software. Through that software, they are what analyzing what will be your future. The similar way, when you have data, now through the data you have to do the prediction. Okay, like now the pandemic situation is going on. The experts are saying when it is over, and experts are saying when it is increases. So they calculate or generating this information in the by taking the information from the various sources. So now when you are calculating the data, if you analyze in a proper way, then if you analyze and you give your prediction, if it is if you are using the proper algorithm or proper logic, so your analysis will be 90% correct. Okay, maybe it is 10% incorrect, but it is 90% correct. You match this prediction uh, to and you accurate to that prediction up to 90%. Now in our daily life, okay, in our daily life, like in this session, we go for the need for data science. What is data science? Understanding the data science. We go for the machine learning and artificial intelligence. What is Python? What is the feature of Python? Means how you have to start journey to your Python and how it is impacted your career, and why the Python is only one language which is applicable for the data science. Now, why we need for a data science? So if you see this picture, I have the two button like then and now. Okay, so then like earlier we have the information in unstructured and semi-structured, and we store this information in data warehouse. And if you want to get a single information, they are using the traditional business intelligence tool, and they generating this information only predetermined report, means the report that is given by an organization, I only generating the report to you on the particular format. If you want to see that record into a different format, I'm not able to show you that information. Now where the data is stored. Now you also get the structured and unstructured data, but they are separated. But previously, structured and unstructured data and semi-structured data present in same location, but by using some advanced technology, we are using this information in a structure, unstructured and semi-structured format. We store the information in a structure, unstructured and semi-structured format, but all the things are separated. Structure is different, semi-structure is different, unstructured is different. All this information are stored in the Hadoop, and you have to analyze or predict that information by using different data science algorithm through which you can go for what, like analyze the information. And now also we are using some kind of scientific discovery tool through which our prediction will be correct. So next what happened, I will segregate this data science into two parts. One is data, another is science. Data science is the process of extracting the knowledge and insight from the data by using of scientific method. Okay, suppose when you are registered in a college, so they're taking your information like your contact number, like your mobile number, WhatsApp number, email ID, your address, your parent number. They're not asking what is your sister number, what is your brother's number, what is your aunties, uncles. So the music, okay, and the movie that you want, it is not required. So these are all the information. But what information I need for a college? I need the information that is your name, your contact number, your address, okay, and you can say like your WhatsApp number. It is required. When I gather the information from the different source, then which information is required for me, so that information I will get by using some kind of scientific discovery method. So it is of a two type. One is data, another is science. So data science is not like bigger part. Anyone can be a data scientist. Now I am saying that if you are not knowing the Python, you are also become a data scientist. You are also a data scientist. Your mother is a data scientist, and your father is also a data scientist. So all are the data scientists. How? Your mother is knowing that when your ration will be over. So before that, the mother is asking you or your father that purchase that item, it will going to soon over. So in the situation like lockdown and shutdown, so before that we, okay, I just saying that um each and every person, like your, I just asking about like your mother, your father, and you also a data scientist. So how? Just I'm giving an example. Your mother is a data scientist, as she is know when the ration will over, then she's ordering that item which is required for this month. You know when your mobile battery will be, or your mobile phone is switched off, before that you are plug in what in another sources, you are charge your mobile. You know when your petrol will be what it is empty after covering how much distance. So you are calculating, you are having that prediction. Okay, so what is the mileage that you have the prediction on that? If you what keep the petrol, then how much distance you will cover. So that is nothing but it is called as the, what you can say, it is a data science part. Means every one and each of us are the data scientists in the daily life. Now see that understanding the data science analogy, when I back from my office, I have the two way to reach my home. One is shortcut route, another is long route I have. Usually I have take the shortcut path to reach my home. So while I take the shortcut path in one day, I found there is a heavy traffic. Okay, and I saw that there is an accident. So I stopped there and I analyze lot of vehicles are there. Lot of cars are present. Lot of bikes are present. The bikes are having different color. The cars are having different color. Car are belongs to the different company. Bikes are belongs to the different company. So the company of the bike, color of the bike, color of the four-wheeler, it is not required for me to go ahead. The only thing that is required, is there any place is available where I move my bike to move to my home, or I have to analyze how much time it will take the road will be clear. So I stand over there, I search, then I decide that no, this is not the correct way that I have to go to my home. Then I have to take the national highway to reach my home. So that is nothing but it is a analyze that I have done by gathering the information from my surrounding. So that is called as your data scientist. Each one, every of us, every people in the daily life, whether they are learn the technology or do not know the technology, they are become a data scientist. Now, in data science analogy, it define the problem. First, you have to collect the information, explore and analyzing your information, and you go for a solution. In data science, first you have to define a problem. Suppose if I'm asking for you that you people do a project for the student management database, so you go and analyze what are the information is required to create this software. First you have to define a problem. Okay, for student management database means what are the information is required. So you gather the information, you collect the information, like you collect the roll number or the registration number, student name, student contact number, and address. Okay, so that is called the data collection. Exploring and analyzing the information. Then after gathering the information, then you have to explore it, you have to analyze it, which information is required. Then you go for the solution out, means you keep the information which is required for you. So that is called as the data science part. Now it is called as total life cycle of data science. First, you understand the business requirement. What is the requirement to collect the information? Then you go for the data acquisition, data processing. Then you go for data exploration, data modeling. Then last phase is called as the deployment. So I will go for one by one to make you understand what is the business requirement. First, you have to understand the problem. Okay, suppose if you did the C program or C++ program, first if I am asking you that you have to add the number and shows the result. Okay, so first of all you have to analyze how many variable is required. So anyone can say how many variables required for adding the number and show the result in a program?
The three variables are required.
How many variable?
3 variables.
Yes, correct. What is your name?
Soumya.
Soumya.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Soumya, you correct. So we require the 3 variable for storing a information. See that I am giving a problem. You come with a solution. You have to identify what is your objective. My objective is for adding the number and shows the result. Okay. Then how many variable required? 3 variable required. Then for adding a number, which value you have to take in? You have to take the 3 integer value or numeric value, so that you have to define the data type for it. So that is called as the business requirement. So when you assign for a project is given you, first you understand the project, then you have to find out, after analyzing the problem, then you come with the solution. Then when you come with a solution, to give a solution, you require for storing the information, that is called as the variable. So variable is used It is a storage location which is used to store the information. Now, data acquisition. What data I need for my project? What are the different data sources, or what is the source you can obtain your information? And how can I obtain the data, and what is the efficient way to store and retrieve this information? Okay, the first, what data I need for my project. Suppose you people are planning for what, like to a get together, and you plan out that you have to prepare the, well, like chicken curry and some biryani. Okay, so that is your objective. Then when you plan out that we have to prepare the chicken and biryani, then what are the data sources, means where you have to collect your ingredients. So for collect the chickens, you have to go the meat shop, and for the biryani rice, you are going to the grocery shop, and all the ingredients you have to take. How can I obtain the data? How you bring out? You bring out the chicken like in a polythene or some container is required, and like for getting the grocery, you require the another container. So that is the way to getting a data. And what is the efficient way to store the information, means how you have to take the information in a way that it is easily handled, or you can in a one work, or in a one labor you can get all the things. So if you think that, like for getting all the grocery and vegetable, if you go to any kind of mart, or like Reliance Fresh, so you got all the information, like you got the vegetable, you got all the rations, and nearby you have to find out where the chicken shop is there, then you got the chickens over there. So this is the accurate way to analyze the information. So what data I need for my project? What are the different data sources? How can I obtain the data? And what is the efficient, the way of obtaining the information? Suppose if you plan out for the school batch feast, so you have mostly link up with the 10 to 15 friend. But if in the class the 50 student is there, so it is not possible, or you are not having all the people contact number. So you have link up with the 5 student. Maybe this 5 student is link up with another 2 student. Maybe that 2 student is link up with the another student. So I know to whom I contact, then I will get the information to other 5 people. So I go for it. So that is called as the data source. How means how I got the information. Then what is the efficient way to got the information? If I'm calling to other person, maybe that person is no, maybe know or do not know. So I got all the student information from where? From the school. So if I'm going to the school, I easily got all the contact number or all the address. So I contacted with all the friends. So that is called the data acquisition. Okay. The next is data processing. Transform the data into the desired format. So after getting the information, you have to store that information in a particular format. Okay, and in that processing, first you go for the data cleaning. All the developer or database administrator are given 90% of timing for the data cleaning. Data cleaning is very what you can say, it is a very important phases. So which information is required? Like you got the chickens, then you wash it. Okay, and when you got the vegetable, you wash it and you just wrap up it. Okay, you cut the vegetable. Okay, you boil it. So that thing is happen here. Means while you are gathering the information, first you have to find out the missing value. Which one is the missing value? And you have to find out the corrupted value which is not required. You have to remove it. Like in your home, okay, you can say like in your home, your mother is just what cleaning the rice when they are having a timing, there are some rice corn is there, which is having a like black color, so you have to remove it. So that is a data cleaning is there. Like that rice we can get, like when you got the rice from the villages area, so it is not clean up, so you have to clean it. Okay, so and when you purchase the rice from the malls and that thing, so it is a purified rice. But the villages, if you got the rice, then you first cleaning it. The 90% effort the database administrator has given for the data cleaning purposes. That is, in data cleaning, they have to find out what are the missing values are present, what are the corrupted values are present, and they remove the unnecessary information which is not required. So that is the part of data processing. Next part is what? Data exploration. Understand the pattern in the data. So how you have to understand the pattern in the data? If you see that in month of October, we get lot of offers from the Amazon, from the Flipkart. Okay, so Amazon and Flipkart, they know that in which month there is a huge demand on the product. So they give the offers in that particular date, in the particular month, or the month of Durga Puja and Deepavali. And if you notice that in that period, lot of mobile phone has launched during this period. So that is called as the understand the patterns. Okay, so they giving you that kind of like offer so that you go for it or you purchase the item. Similar way, if you notice that when you are going to the shopping mall, you determine to buy something. Suppose you are going to there to purchase only one packet of milk, but when you go there you purchase like 3 to 4 items. So how it is possible? Because they know the pattern of purchasing of a customer. Okay, normally what happen, a person is taking a bread, then for the breakfast, then butter is required. If I put the bread and butter at one place, then I easily got one place and take it out and what left the mart. But if you notice that the bread is present in one side and butter is present in another corner. Okay, so while you are taking a bread and when you reach to the butter, the distance you cover at that timing, in the side you got some kind of offer, buy two get one free, buy one get one this. Okay, so you have that kind of phobia and you have to take it. So you come for one item, but unknowingly you take more than one item over there. So that is the pattern of data. Means they know how to catch up that customer. So in the business analysis or a business tool, data exploration or data analysis is playing a important role. People are doing the digital marketing. Like earlier, we have the traditional marketing, like people are going and marketing the door to door. Okay, and they give some kind of leaflet, paper insert. But now it is a what you can say, it is a in digital generation, all the things are happening in the digitally. You don't know where your contact number is going. Your contact number, when you purchase any contact number, your contact number is public. It is shared to the every location. It is not limited with your college. It is present in your Facebook. It is present in your Gmail account. It is present everywhere. If you purchase anything from the Flipkart, Flipkart has got the data, and Flipkart is selling your data to the other clients. Then from that client you are getting the information. Okay, like when you purchase some item, okay, then at that timing also your telephone number is registered. Okay, and it is shared to the every location till you are using. So that is called the data exploration. You have to understand the pattern, retrieve the useful insight which is required for the customer, and perform the hypothesis. Okay, so hypothesis that I am telling you, you are going to purchase one item, but you purchase 2 to 3 items. That is nothing but it is called the hypothesis. Okay, so we what improvise to the customer that you have to take more than one item over there. So that is called as the data exploration part. Next is called as the data modeling. Okay, so how you have to represent your information so that people is attracted to you. When you visit any dress shop, they're having some kind of display item, they're hanging on the what outside of the shop. Then you have the interest, like there may be some kind of dresses are present. Okay, good dresses are there, and you enter to that mall or enter to the shop. Modeling the information is like that. When you purchase a mobile phone, you see the mobile phone in the what catalog, or you get this mobile from in a shop, you having a dummy mobile. So from that dummy mobile, you coming to understand that is when I purchase this mobile, my mobile phone is look like that. So create a model that predict the target accurately. So create a model. So you have to create or attract the customer. In that way, the customer are what coming to you. Okay, and evaluate and test efficiency of the model. If you are giving a model and people are not what accepted it, or you are not getting a lot of customer over there, then there is a defect in the model. So you have to change your way of what advertisement. Okay, so basically this analysis part is completely in the digital marketing or in the business perspective, or you have to analyze this information. Last phase is called as the check the deployment environment for dependency issue. After you design the database, then you have to deploy it in the customer location. Deploy the model in pre-production test environment, then monitor the performance. So after installing the software, then you have to find out whether your software is accurately working or not. Okay, so you have to monitor the performance over there. So that is called the deployment phase. Next, we go for machine learning, deep learning, and artificial intelligence. So you hear about these three things: artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning. So we have that knowledge, or we have that phobia that all the three things are same. But actually, these three things has not same. These are the different. Artificial intelligence is different, machine learning is different, and deep learning is different. Artificial intelligence is a technique which enables the machine to mimic the human behavior. Okay, so like uh, when a kid using the mobile phone and trying to open any kind of cartoon show, the kid is not able to search it properly because that voice is not proper. So he's just using, if you notice that the kids are using on the speaker and asking, trying to what get this, because they are not writing the sentence, they just speak it. Okay, I want this comedy, like you know that the Notte comedy is famous, then they're asking that, but they're not able to speak. Then they're crying, then the parents are coming, oh beta, what you want? You want this one? So they just remove it and typing the correct thing and giving it. So this thing happened 3 to 4 times. So after that, the child is able to open that file without any help. Then parent are happy as my kid is able to know how to operate. But here, actually, the kid is not doing anything. The machine is doing there. Machine is analyzing your requirement. Machine is analyzing what is the particular requirement of that kid. Then after that, the machine is improve itself. Okay, by itself machine is improved is you are giving a wrong information. You have to do it correct in your way. So in that part, machine learning is working. Okay, so after this link is over, again you have to join with this same link as it is limited to the 40 minutes. So you have to again join with same link. We have to continue. Okay, so machine learning is a subset of all technique which uses the statistical method to enable the machine to improve the experiment. That I am telling you, when the kid is trying to open something, the kid is unable to open. At that timing, machine is judging the kid behavior and automatically it is improved there. So after machine is improved, it set all information in the deep learning part. So deep learning is a subset of machine learning which make the computation of the multi-neural network feasible. So here, after all the adjustment, all the correct thing is same in the deep learning. It is happened when you purchase a new mobile phone and when you type the messaging box, you type some letter, but another letter is coming. Then you are using backspace. Then you are trying some adding some letter, again you are using backspace. So that is means what? That means your keyboard is not understanding your fingers. So after some days, your keyboard is acquainted with your finger. If you knowingly or unknowingly type anything, okay, inside or upper part of this particular key or lower part of the key, side key, so it is automatically working on that way. So that is the work of deep learning. It is all the thing is present in the data science part, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning. Again, I repeat, when this meeting is over, again you join with the same link. So we continue the next. So now I come with the Python. So Python is a general purpose and high level programming language. As you know that there are different high level programming languages present like C, C++, Java. Okay, so Python is just like high level programming language where it is process our instruction to the machine language.